Welcome back, y'all, to another exciting episode of Fishin' Tales right here on Fishin' with the Bobber YouTube channel. And we are collabing again with LARPCOM. If you tuned in the last time, he was fishing down in Mexico for some big sail swordfish, something giant. And they had a blast down there doing that. And I think he's got another story for us tonight. To remind everyone, before I pass the mic to him and I get quiet, we are using this series to encourage y'all to take someone fishing so that they can have a fishing tale, a fishing story just like this. Because we know that once they get one fishing story, they're going to want to go out and get another one. And with that, Spencer, the mic is all yours. What kind of fishing story do you have for us tonight?
Thank you, Bob. I've got in Alaska, we have a thing called dipnetting. It's a subsistence fish or a subsistence. You have to be an Alaska resident to do it. So tourists can't do it. And you wait. It's when the salmon are spawning and they're trying to go back upriver, and you're out either in the ocean, the mouth of the river. You could do it upriver. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. Go from boat, go from shore. And you stick a big old net in the water and just gill net them and drag them in.
So you're just trying to find a pinch point of where they're running.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, if it's in the river or at the mouth of the river, that's where they're headed. So they're going to be, and mouth of the river, you don't have to be like right at the mouth. You can be down beach and the fish are coming. And when they're really running hot, they're like bumping into your legs. Like there's just so many of them.
So how
and
big
this
a
is
net? I've
actually a
caught
story.
minnows in a fishing net, like a little butterfly net.
This is a little heavier than that.
Yeah. Metal?
What's that?
Is it metal? What is it?
Oh, yeah. So I have an aluminum one, and I think it has a 16-foot pole on it with a 5-foot net at the end. And I had the handle custom made, so I stand out in the ocean like this.
16-foot pole.
Yep. Because you want to get out there deep where the fish are running, because the tide's coming in and out when you're fishing for these. If you're at the ocean.
So it's best to get them while they're running when the tide's coming in, because they're running that way with the tide, or
they go both ways. So I mean, when the tide's coming in,
if they're coming out, they've spawned and they're
oh yeah, dying, you're getting them right? When they're going. Those ones. No. Yeah, you're going to they're all coming from the ocean, so they're fresh. If they're way upriver and already spawned, they're going to be all nasty, and you don't want those anyway.
Yeah.
But this is a story of people taking me fishing. So tie in.
Perfect. So someone took you fishing, and now he's going to tell the story. So you take someone fishing.
So the second time, the first time we went, we just kind of went down, and it was a one-day trip. It was a turn and burn. We drove down in the morning, fished for like 24 hours, and loaded up, drove back, 4-hour drive there, 4-hour drive back, plus all the 20-some hours of fishing in the middle. And that was okay. We got a lot of fish. We filled up our freezers, and but everybody kept telling us, and that was just going from shore. So you'd walk out in the ocean, get a fish, bring it back. The second time, everybody had told us that the three of us weren't very experienced, and I was the least experienced of the three of us.
Yeah.
But everybody said you going from a boat way better. And so my buddy Justin borrowed his dad or his father-in-law's boat, borrowed somebody's boat, and we went on the Copper River, which Copper River salmon, Copper River reds, are more prestigious for some reason. It's people like those. It's like a brand name to them.
Okay.
And we'd never gone before. And then my buddy Jake, my buddy Justin, and I, we went. And Jake loaned me one of his nets before I had any of my own gear. And we get up there, and the trip started as a disaster because the river was really high, way higher than normal. And it's a really dangerous river. It runs really fast and it's really muddy. So you can't see in it. And if you fall in, it's deep and you just get swept down. So the place where Justin knew to camp was flooded. Couldn't camp there. So we find this other camping spot. We unload, get everything ready. and we're not doing a turn and burn. We're planning on being there for a few days and camping and fishing and camping. And so we find a spot to set up, unload the boat, get everything set up, break out the tent. Jake forgot the tent poles.
those
And
aren't those aren't important to a tent.
no. So and this spot happened to be like in a weird place where there was no air movement. And I have never been in a place where the mosquitoes were thicker
Oh,
than there.
jeez.
We were just, you like slathered on the DEET, and that would keep them from landing and biting. It wouldn't keep them from like just like
Swarming.
bonking into your
Oh,
face over and over and over again. So Jake was like, "Oh, I forgot the tent poles." I was like, "That's it." I just went and sat in my chair and like was like, "I'm just gonna sleep right here, just like this." And the mosquitoes are like slamming into my face over and over again.
What time of year is this?
It was late summer, early fall.
So August, September.
Oh
somewhere in there?
no, that's not right. No, it's right in the middle of summer. The runs are like June.
June. All right.
So about that.
And what's the temperatures? Because I'm pretty sure I would not be able to be camping.
I mean, at night it was not warm. You're probably talking somewhere in the 50s or 60s. And then during the day, if the sun's out, it can be nice. I mean, not like Texas nice, but maybe high 60s, low 70s. You
Yeah.
get like a bunch of sun.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of miserably doze off for a little bit, and they wake me up, and they had used some parachute cord to get the tent set up. We get inside, murder all the mosquitoes there, zip it up, actually get a little bit of sleep, get up early the next morning, get out on the boat. And here's where our ignorance really started to show.
Oh no.
We had never gone from a boat. We'd never seen anybody do it. Everybody said it was better.
Yeah.
So we had our nets set up for going from shore, and you don't do it the same from a boat. You don't want a 16-foot long pole hanging off your boat.
What do you want?
You want a short handle, and you just dunk it over the side. And when you get fish,
Well, how deep of water are you in? I thought you said you wanted to reach it down there deep where the fish are.
no. When you're going from shore, you want to go out further away from the shore.
Oh, further away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if there's other people fishing, being tall, I mean, you'd be really good at it. I'm not as tall as you, but I push out as far as I can and get my net out by itself so there's nobody else's net catching my fish next to me. So, and the other thing is whenever you're fishing from a boat, you want to go to a starting point and you want to head towards the mouth. Even if you're way back up in the country and you want to head with the current towards the ocean, and the fish are coming at you, and you're supposed to leave your net in the water. These are all things we didn't know. These are lessons we learned the hard way.
So you basically troll?
Pretty much
Oh.
with the net open and the motion of the boat.
Well,
Keep your net open.
what if you have 50 fish in there? How are you going to lift it?
It is heavy.
Or how many fish do you get? Or maybe you only get 3 or 4, but
So the good thing is the little ones will squirt through, and then you only get bigger fish because those are the ones that get caught up in your net.
okay.
So we didn't know any of that. He was like going to a starting point and making runs,
Mm-hmm.
but every time when you're going from shore, every time I get a fish, I pull it in and I walk it back to the cooler, bonk it, put it in the cooler. So every time I got a fish in the boat, I was trying to wrestle my net up, and the pole's too long, and all of us are trying to do that. We're all banging each other's poles and getting in each other's way, and then you want the net in the water for the whole run, and then when the boat turns around and goes back to the starting position, that's when you take it out, and however many fish you have, you bonk them, you put them in the garbage can or wherever you're putting the fish. We weren't doing any of that. So, and we were having horrible luck. We were caught like 3 fish so far, and that was with Justin driving, Jake and I fishing, and it was just burning tons of fuel, and we weren't catching any fish. So, Jake was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Take me over to that rock, and I'm going to just fish from shore. I know how to do that.
Yeah.
And so we drop him off, And Justin and I, I'm like the futilely trying to do this the wrong way, just over and over again.
Hmm.
And
I'm
then we
waiting
think
for I'm waiting for the grizzly bear to show up at the rock where he's fishing.
no grizzly bear on this one yet, but
Good.
we think Jake. I was like, is Jake waving us over? Is he catching? So we went over there, and Justin's kind of like trying to keep the boat next to the rock, and
Hmm.
I use my uh, dip net, and I think this one had like a 4-foot hoop, um, and I put it down to kind of see how deep the water was, and then I was like, oh, it's about 2 feet deep. So I grabbed it on the side of the boat, and I just hopped over like I was hopping over a fence. Well, turns out I had put my net on a rock or something, and I jumped into a hole. And mind you, this river is fast and deep. And I was like,
And there's a
ooh, and
boat with
my
a running motor right there.
yeah, and my feet are just kicking away, and I'm not touching ground. And Jake like takes his net over, and he comes running over real quick when he sees I'm in trouble, and he reaches down. He's like, Spencer, hand me my net. I'm like, I'm dying. So
Spencer,
I
before you sink, give me my net.
yeah. So
Holy
I
stuff. It sounds like a good friend. I like this guy.
yeah.
Got his priorities straight.
So he I don't die, I don't drown. And then we finally get back together, and we were like, all right, how many fish did you get? I'm like, we ended up catching like I think 5 fish total between all three of us in like 3 days. And it was awful.
Mm.
And then we
How
just
big
kind
are redfish?
of
Like an average size? Are we talking a
yeah.
3 pounds or 5 pounds, 10 pounds?
I mean, you can get, I mean, 5 pounds, 5 to like 15 pounds is like kind of a good range of sizes. And
Okay.
those are kind of what I target, but you can get there's a bunch of different types of salmon. Kings are bigger, but most recently, the last, I think we went in 24.
Hmm.
Um, Kings historically have any of the times I've gone have been having poor runs, so you have to throw them back. Um, but I've caught in some humpies before. Pinks, most people don't keep pinks, or if they do, they just feed them to their dogs. They're not.
Those are for the tourists.
Yeah, reds are pretty good. Lindsay's learned some like a salmon chowder recipe. I like that one. Some blackened salmon.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are good size. So anyway, yeah, we just kind of like went home with our 5 fish and spent a bunch of money to go on fuel and everything to learn a bunch of hard lessons. And then the next year when we went, we were like, screw that, we suck at that. We're just going to go to the beach and go offshore.
Yeah.
And a guy from our church, the guy he came fishing with that drove him had an emergency or something and left. So he had his boat there, but he didn't have a way back to his vehicle. So we were like, yeah, we'll take you back to your vehicle. And he's like, well, I'll take you on my boat, which was kind of like a Kodiak, one of those rubber boats.
Okay.
And he had it all set up. He could drive the boat and fish at the same time, which was miles better than we were doing.
It wasn't his first rodeo, is what you're saying.
No, and he had these things all rigged up. So instead of a big giant pole, you'd have like a short one. You'd have something to hold on to, and he had it rigged so you leverage it up out of the water because sometimes if you're doing it right, you can get multiple fish.
Yeah.
So he took us up, and it wasn't even one tide. We just did a handful of runs. We caught like 60 fish. And it was like he went up to the red line where there's a certain point where you have to stop when you're at the mouth of the river, which is where we were down in Kenai.
Hmm.
You get to the mark where you can't fish past this point, and he would go there, turn around, and start heading towards the mouth, and you leave it in the water, and the fish are swimming upstream, and they're hitting. You could feel them hitting,
Okay.
and then we get down there, And the most I ever pulled in that trip was 8 at a time. I pulled 8 out. And then there's another guy fishing too.
That could be 50 to 100 pounds of
Yeah, it
fish.
was heavy. But
Wow.
he, like I said, he had like a leverage, like the nets are tied off to the boat. I didn't mention that part. So they're tied
Yeah.
off to the boat, and you can lever them up, so you're
That way,
not
if
just
they
having to
really
like
get loaded
muscle.
up, the boat just starts sinking. Just slow.
Exactly.
All right, we got to start pulling these nets up.
But that was an amazing.
Hmm.
It was I learned so much in those, like, I think we fished with him for maybe, I don't know, half hour,
Yeah.
caught all those fish, and it was. I just kept thinking, I was like, we were so stupid. I'm like, we're lucky nobody did get hurt
Well,
on
you
that
didn't
other trip.
know. I mean,
No, we were just
you're just
ignorant.
yeah. Now you know, but I don't know, folks. Comment below if this dip netting thing is something that you do, or is it only in Alaska? I don't know that I've ever heard anyone talk about it other than people up there.
And comment below if you want Bob to move back to Alaska so we can he could get his Alaska citizenship, and then we'll do another collab where we're actually fishing on the beach.
Well, I'll go fishing with you at some point when we come up there, but I'm not. I can't live there anymore. I got too soft. The cold weather is. I mean, I'm in a hoodie and it was like in the 60s today
Ooh,
here.
burr.
I know, and
It did
yeah,
warm up to 20 degrees here, so I was out in my shirt sleeves outside.
yeah. No, I can't do that anymore. I probably could get used to it, but I don't want to. I like the
Hey,
warm weather.
LARPCOM audience, notice I've got my camo on. Bob's got his camo on too.
That's right.
Tribute to LARPCOM.
We messaged each other. Totally planned. And mine's fishing, and his is Bass Pro, which is fishing too. So kind of like we're twins,
Yeah,
but we married twins. Actually,
we did.
crazy. Spencer, appreciate it. That's a fun story. I'm sure dip netting is a blast, bringing in 5, 6, 7, 8 fish at a time. Although it seems like a lot of work to me, especially if you're walking out to neck high in the water in the river to get your net out there. But
It is. It is a lot of work.
that's yeah. So yeah, that I don't know.
Oh, and so the most I've ever caught going from shore where you're grinding it out is 3 in the net at one time, which is I have to walk further because in the boat you're just right there and you just dump them in the boat.
Right. Hmm. And they're in Alaska, so you do have. I brought it up, but you do have to watch out for grizzly bears.
Yes, you do.
Um,
Got to stay strapped.
yeah, yes, for sure.
You always carry whenever you go fishing, right? Pocket knife at least. You're just gonna wrestle them
I got a
mountain
pair of
lions.
I got a pair of snips so I can change my lure.
Got your rape whistle. Help! Mountain lions getting me.
Yeah, no, my fishing is in the neighborhood pond, so we don't have issues like that. Just the kids riding their dirt bikes and all that kind of stuff. You got to watch out for.
Do you have gators in there in Texas, or you have
In
saltwater
Texas,
crocodiles?
yes, but not up here. We don't. But like Southeast Texas has a lot.
Nice.
Sounds like you're getting a call. So we will thank LARPCom for joining us. And folks, go over to his YouTube and get on there. He is 3 months new to the YouTube, and he is growing, and it's a lot of fun. And you'll catch some videos over there as well. But thank you for coming on again and sharing another story, because you know, telling these stories is going to get someone to go fishing. Now, if you want to try dip netting, Spencer said you have to be an Alaskan resident. Do not just go out and think you're going to go fishing somewhere with a dip net. It might not be legal in any other state. I don't know. So you have to check your local regs before you head out there. But thank you for sharing that. I am pretty sure that Just like you, when you go out and get a fishing story, Spencer didn't have anything else on his mind as he jumped off that boat other than getting that fish in. His buddy was worried about his net, but that's funny. But now, take someone fishing, take a kid fishing. I guarantee they will get out there and have another story. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time, y'all. See ya.